Alright, this should work. Hopefully this is working. So, welcome to Reviews and Shit. This appears to be working. Today I wanted to do a couple things. One, I started a new YouTube channel. Hang on a second, let me do something. Oh wait, that was photo. Oh, I'm a fucking idiot today. It's 2:20 in the morning, I haven't gone to sleep yet. Okay, so this is recording, so I can save this later and overlap it in the video when I edit it in Kdenlive. So today I wanted to talk about a couple things. One is YouTube. I finally came up with a name for my channel. And, I don't know if it's going to show up here. It's showing up on my phone. I honestly don't know what's going on with YouTube. I migrated it over. Oh, switch. There it is. Here we go. So I migrated over my account here. And, this is officially my YouTube account name. Is Random Reviews and Shit. So without further ado, welcome to the first official edition of Random Reviews and Shit. That is now officially my channel name, because I do random reviews and other shit. So, it's simple. And, it's not something I'm trying to make money off of, but, yeah, so that's my channel. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about smartphones. More specifically, a couple things that are happening in the world of smartphones. And I want you to ask yourself, what phone, first of all, do you have in your pocket? Why did you buy that phone? Did you buy it because it's popular? Did you buy it because it's expensive? Or did you buy it for practical reasons of, hey, this has the specifications I need, and it does what I need it to do? And who gives a shit if it's cheap? A lot of people, unfortunately, buy phones for the first reason. Because everyone else has an iPhone, so why not go buy an iPhone? I'll get to what I'm doing with my web browser in a second. So, a lot of people, unfortunately, buy Apple products. I buy Apple products. I have an Apple TV right over there. I like the Apple TV. It works the best for what I need it to do. I would not buy a laptop from them, simply because they're overpriced garbage. It's just the truth. You can either pay Apple $1,300 for a dual-core laptop, or you can go buy a quad-core i7 $300 notebook that does the same shit, that probably works better with Linux on it. I really need to get a dedicated camera. I'm using my fucking, the camera in my laptop right now. I'm sorry, it's like 2:20 in the fucking morning. Let me fix my hair a little bit. I'm going bald, by the way. So that's the problem with phones. Now, I have 3 payments left on this phone. It is the K20 or some bullshit, I don't know, let me check. Settings. And this is one of the reasons why I want to make this video, is because smartphones fucking suck. I mean, there was a time when they were, you know, it could do better. And then it hit that sweet spot of, okay, this is fucking great. Android, of course, I've never used fucking iPhone. But lately, Android just sucks. And it's just fucking bloated garbage. About phone. The LG K30 is what this is. It's a cheap $200 phone or some shit. I'm paying it off monthly. And the problem I have is, well, first of all, it's Google. Android owned by Google. Uh, it's really weird because Android is, for all intents and purposes, technically speaking, a Linux distro. It is based off the Linux kernel. It has the same file system as Linux distros do because it's based off the Linux kernel. Uh, but the problem is, it does not embody Linux. And what do I mean by that? Well, in Linux, you expect everything to be privacy-centric. You know, it's not going to have all the telemetry that Windows fucking 10 does. Windows 10 can suck my ass for all I care. It's a fucking terrible operating system. I mean, there have been reports of people going into their file system and getting fucking banner ads for OneDrive. So it's got adware baked into the fucking thing. There have been reports of everything you type on it gets sent to Microsoft. So it has a keylogger, which is another type of virus, built into the fucking thing. They're putting adware and viruses into the fucking operating system. And quite frankly, it's fucking dumb. There's a bunch of fucking stupid pictures of me in the bottom here. And unfortunately, this is the state of where things are going. And there's very few options for privacy in the mobile space. I mean, on desktop, yeah, macOS, yeah, the hardware shit, but you can always build a Hackintosh, and I would prefer someone use macOS than Windows, because Windows just fucking sucks. It hasn't been good since XP. I mean, you could argue 7, but I don't like 7 simply because one of the problems with Vista was, what was it called? I forget the name of it off the top of my head, but the GUI it used was too hardware intensive, and Windows 7 used the same fucking hardware intensive piece of shit GUI, and it sucked. I mean, this laptop I'm using, you couldn't keep Windows 7 on it for more than 5 minutes without this thing overheating and dying, simply because it just couldn't handle the fucking operating system. I use Linux, and the only time I have problems is when I'm watching a video, because the hardware is fucking old. I really need to get a new laptop. I don't have the money for that right now. So, if you just default everything on your Android phone, you know, you have your fucking Google Maps and everything. Everything you do, everything you probably say to it if you're using the fucking Google Voice shit, it's all getting recorded and sent somewhere. And you have to ask yourself, is this type of information necessary for Google to have? Who are they selling it to? These are questions no one really asks because convenience. And it really is a sad state of affairs. But one of the main reasons why I haven't switched is because there hasn't been really any options. Sure, there have been a couple. The Sony Xperia XA line and the Xperia X. You get something called Sailfish, which is an RPM Linux distro, which you could use Linux apps, but not from like the official Play Store. You'd have to use F-Droid. If you don't know what that is, look it up on DuckDuckGo. I'm sorry, my back is killing me right now. So, there really hasn't been much alternative other than Google's Android and iOS. But now, pretty soon, we're going to be seeing 2 new phones. One from Purism, which, they're basically the FOSS version of Apple, and one by Pinephone. Now, this phone is reportedly going to be $150, so it's mid-range. It will work on every cell phone carrier there is. I mean, every GSM. It'll work on AT&T and T-Mobile. Possibly Sprint, I think, because Sprint's being merged with T-Mobile. But it will work on every band, is what I mean. So you're going to have connection, no problem. It's got a widescreen 18:9 aspect ratio, 720p, so not much to look at, but 720p is fine on a 6-inch screen. It's really not that bad. You don't need, you really don't need a fucking 2K or 4K fucking display on a 6-inch phone. 720p is fine for that. So what else does it have? Well, it's got your Bluetooth, it's got your wireless N, I mean, it's not AC or whatever, but it's good enough. Ends pretty fast. I'd like to see it better, but hey, whatever. It's $150 fucking dollars. Cameras, we'll see. They're using the Raspberry Pi cameras apparently, so could be good. I don't really use my phone for like fucking camera. Really, the most I do with it is selfies and take a picture of my food and upload it to Instagram, so it'll be fine for that. And then it has the hardware switches. It uses the Samsung J7 form factory 3000 mAh battery. So this is cool because you'll be able to buy the battery for the Samsung J7 off eBay or whatever, and it'll go right into the phone, no problem. Here's a big one. Has a headphone jack. Not a lot of phones have that anymore for some reason. I remember back in the day of flip phones, you know, like the clamshell ones, you'd have to buy an adapter to plug your headphones in. And then, well, they stopped doing that, and they put the headphone jack directly into it, and now it seems we're going back to adapters. It's just a fucking cycle, I guess. And it's fucking dumb. It kind of is. The headphone jack on this phone is broken, because I fucking bumped into something, so I'm using Bluetooth for now. But if I'm laying in bed, I like to have a physical connector to put into the fucking thing. You can't really have a physical connector on this. A lot of these new phones, I mean, there's no physical connection, so if you're trying to charge your phone and listen to something, you can't. It's got 2 gigs of RAM, which is fine. 16 gigs of storage. It's got a bootable micro SD, so you can completely ignore the onboard storage, put like a 500 or more gig micro SD in it and boot off that. But as you can see here, one of the things I'm talking about is UBports, which is, for those of you who aren't aware, Canonical, who owns Ubuntu, which is based off Debian, a while back tried to make their own phone. It failed miserably. But UBports picked up Ubuntu Touch, and they are going to be releasing it on the Pinephone 64. And, you know, it has your basic shit, your calculator, your calendar, your fucking email, your music, and whatnot. And, I'm hoping, because it's a Linux distro, you'll be able to install Linux apps like Flatpak and whatnot. That'll be cool. It's got something called convergence, which if you've ever used a Windows Windows phone, sorry, it's 2:30 in the fucking morning, you would plug your Windows phone, so you take your Windows phone, this is an Android phone, but you plug it in from here to like a display, and it would fucking display Windows on your fucking display. That actually came from Convergence. Actually, Convergence came out first. Windows takes a lot of open source shit and fucking puts it into their proprietary shit for some reason. And, you know, it's open source, they can do that, they have the right. But it kind of makes it critical when Windows says, hey, we love open source. Yeah, you love making money off it, you fucking assholes. And I retweeted someone else's article about their exFAT shit they're doing on Twitter. Go check me out. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Gab, and I'm on Mastodon. All three the same. And Instagram. At MortalsDemise13. So anyways, you can take your phone, just hook it up to the display, it works fine. And you've got a full-on desktop. But the big thing is there's no telemetry. There's nothing being sent to third parties or anything like that. And there's no backdoors, so it's, you know, and you're probably thinking, well, why would I need privacy? Why would I need this? And a lot of people, they quote, was it Joseph Goebbels? I think it's Joseph Goebbels. Don't quote me on that. If you have nothing to hide, If you have nothing to hide, you don't have anything to worry about. That is literal Nazi propaganda, created by, I think it was Joseph Goebbels, Joseph something. He was the head of the Nazi propaganda department. And so it kind of bothers me that people quote that, first off. It's not a good defense when you're quoting a fucking Nazi. But take a look at fucking iPhone. I mean, how many celebrities got their nudes leaked because there were backdoors and shit into it? That some hacker exploited, you know. This is the kind of stuff we have to worry about in modern day society of, you know, what information of mine is being sent to God knows fucking who, and who has access to it, and what could they use it for. It's not just the government you have to worry about, it's, you know, random assholes who have motives unknown. And, you know, there's a lot of shit being done with phones to make them more convenient. Android 10's coming out and whatnot. The biggest problem I have right now, and this is Android 8, I want to say. I think it's Oreo. And occasionally, like, I have a VPN running at all times. I don't know if it'll focus. But, yeah, I have a VPN running at all times. And fucking Android 8, I've never had this fucking problem before, but apparently they introduced it in Android 8. It'll say, hey, these apps are using your fucking battery. Now, I have my VPN set up to run at all fucking times. I don't use my phone without it. In fact, I have the VPN kill switch on, so if my network goes, if the VPN disconnects, the network gets cut off completely. And, yeah, Android will literally shut down my fucking VPN. So my internet will just go out. Why? Like, I know it's fucking running. I put it running for a reason, but Android doesn't give a fuck what I want to do. It's gonna kill my fucking VPN and thus kill my fucking internet because the VPN kill switch. Because it's using my fucking battery. I'm using my phone. Of course something's gonna be using the fucking battery. But, like, this is the shit they put into phones. Another thing I fucking hate about this phone is, what I like to call pansy, where it treats you like a fucking pussy when you turn up the fucking volume and it says, hey, you're using too much volume. It's gonna hurt your ears. Maybe turn it down a bit. You know, that stupid message that comes up on certain phones that says, hey, don't, raising the volume could hurt your ears or some shit. I'm paraphrasing, don't quote me. But it says something along those fucking lines. And it's fucking annoying, especially when the phone like this that has it on it, you can't hear shit properly unless you blare the fucking volume. And it's just stupid shit like that I cannot take with modern phones. And I got 4 more payments left on that. I can tell you this, when the Pinephone comes out, that will be my next phone. $150, not bad. Now, everything I do on my phone, I can do on a web browser, except one thing, until recently, and that was 2 things. So let's get out of this. I already showed you that. If you want to know more about Ubuntu Touch, just search it on YouTube. And that was what? So Napster is one of the streaming services I use for music. You can log in and stream through the web, no problem. But there's one other music service I use that until recently, beta.apple.music.com. That's not it. That maybe. Hang on, let me look up the thing on my phone here. What was the fucking web address? Oh, it was beta.music.apple.com. So this is still in beta. It just came out a couple days ago. But, yeah, you can officially uh, stream Apple Music on your fucking computer through the internet. So there's officially nothing stopping me from switching to something like Ubuntu Touch. There's nothing keeping me on Android. And I would like to see more people ditch Android. I know a lot of people won't because fucking, oh, look at the apps on the App Store. Fuck the App Store. I mean, what do you really need that's on the App Store? I mean, I don't need much. I really don't. I don't watch TV on my phone and shit. If you do, then yeah, sure, the App Store is fucking neat. I would prefer you go buy a fucking iPhone over an Android, though, unfortunately, because there's just too much fucking shit spying on you on the fucking Android. I can't recommend it anymore. And I don't want to use fucking iPhone. I hate Apple. I think their hardware sucks. With the exception of the Apple TV, that's like the only fucking device they made that actually works well and lasts a long time. That's built well. Uh, but yeah, that's basically this little rant thing I'm doing here. Is not so much a review as it is random shit, but now you get the channel name for random reviews and shit. But this is kind of a review, right? I mean, what do you really use the App Store for? What App Store do you use? Do you use Google's Play Store, or do you use iOS App Store? Do you use your phone to watch videos and shit? Or do you just use it to be productive and you leave the video fucking watching to your fucking TV? What do you really need your phone for? And if you just need your phone for the same shit I do, where you're just browsing the web and you're fucking doing basic shit, watching YouTube or checking social media, you don't really need either. You can switch to a $150 Pinephone and use Ubuntu Touch. It's really not that big a fucking deal, is it? I mean, $150 for a phone, it's usable. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. I mean, it's cheaper than a fucking grand for a fucking what? The Note? What's good about the Note? Oh, we made it out of fucking glass. Oh, great, so if I drop it, I'm out of $1,000. Well, most people, actually, most jobs in this country right now are minimum wage jobs. You probably don't have $1,000 to go drop on a phone every time you fucking drop it. And the state of phones is fucking dumb. It really is. Like, let me pull up the Pinephone again. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, you can stream Apple Music now. Like, I personally am not all too thrilled about this 18:9 aspect ratio fucking thing. Like, yeah, cool. It's longer in height, or taller in height, I mean. So you can scroll more and you can fit more of a web page on it. Okay, I can get the usefulness behind that on a phone. Unfortunately, if you flip it like this is a 16:9 aspect ratio, same as your fucking television. Well, why is 16:9 the aspect ratio on your television? Or anything for that matter? It's because most video, pretty much all video actually, with the exception of some films, which are kind of in a wider format, they're pretty much all in 16:9. It's kind of the standard format, so you're either going to stretch out the fucking picture, or you're going to have black bars. Either which looks like shit. So I'm not too thrilled about the whole 18:9, but hey, fuck it, I'll put up with it. I don't care. Not really. It's not that big a deal. It's a fucking 720p phone. It does everything I need. And I'm really looking forward to coming out, because it is going to be my next phone. 5G's not here yet. I'll wait another couple of years, 4 years or so, until it's completely cemented in. I'm not going to beta test shit, unless it's something I can use. Like the Apple Music shit, that's in beta, but who gives a fuck? It's usable. The only problem with the Apple Music is you can't do it on mobile, because the mobile version of Firefox doesn't allow DRM playback. I mean, Chrome might, but like I don't want to fucking use Chrome. And I'm really hoping Ubuntu Touch like has Flatpaks and shit, so I can just like sudo app install fucking Firefox and whatnot, and it'll install the web the desktop version, not the fucking mobile. Mobile Firefox fucking sucks, by the way. Mobile browsers kind of fucking suck. Like, they're all made weird, and it's annoying. But, like, that's the state of phones and shit. I know I'm rambling. So, if anyone sees this video, I mean, most of my videos get, like, at least a handful of views. Let me know, what phone do you use, why did you buy it, and what do you use it for? I mean, did you buy it because it's popular and expensive? And if so, why did you go that route? That's fucking dumb. I know I'm being judgmental here, but, like, really, did you really have to go spend something because it's popular? I never understood fitting into the whole crowd like a fucking lemming thing. It's never been my style. I don't really give a shit about my appearance, as you can see. I gave myself fucking mutton chop sideburns. I'm going bald. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim the mutton chops off, grow out my beard again, and trim this down to like this level here, and just wear a hat. I mean, I'm wearing a fucking wife beater right now. I'm kind of pudgy. It's clear I don't really give a fuck about my personal appearance. I certainly don't give a shit if someone sees me with a fucking $50 phone. I mean, I've used $50 phones. They work perfectly fine for what I need. They're a little slow and laggy at times, but hey, it works. I don't need to have like a fucking, oh, I'm gonna pull out my phone to do something. Oh, look everyone, I have a fucking Apple. It's not my fucking thing. I really couldn't give a shit. Same thing with Beats. The Beats sound like shit. And they cost like fucking $200 fucking dollars or more. I think it's $250 actually. So let me know in the comments. I'm going to end this video because it's already at 26-minute mark and this laptop is going to have a nightmare editing this video. So, to recap, what phone are you looking forward to that's coming out? Sorry, my fucking webcam's like right here, it sucks. What phone are you looking forward to that's coming out? Why did you buy your phone? Did you buy it because it was popular? Did you buy it because it was simple and it was what you needed? And, what do you even use your phone for? Do you use it to just download apps and, you know, waste time? Or do you use it for productive matters? I kind of want to know. Because I honestly can't get a good sense of what people use their phones for anymore. And would you be willing to switch to something like UBports and use Linux on your phone? So I'm going to end this video now. And I'm going to review my Apple TV a second time. Because I got some updates. I'm going to look into buying a fucking dedicated camera. Because this fucking webcam sucks. Probably going to get like a cheap action cam that I can just use as a webcam. So that's the video. Have a nice night. 2:50 in the morning. I'm going to watch some TV or something. Titans just came out, so I'm going to go watch that. And